Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here. I hope you and your family are doing well, enjoying the summer. I know we're living in crazy times, but I wish you and yours the very best. Lord willing, we'll try to get to the range tomorrow and do some testing with some ammo I've got in mind in here. So hopefully we'll have some fun on the range tomorrow. But real quick, and I know I say this every time, I'm really not going to try to make this video too long. But something I've had on my mind for quite a while, and I know it almost seems advantageous for me to even bring this up or say this, but it kind of seems, I don't know what word I'm really looking for, counterintuitive or whatever, because it almost seems like I'm hypocritical here by saying this. But I want to make a video, kind of my thoughts on the gray man. And I know it seems weird saying, well, how are you going to do a video on a gray man when you've got a gun channel? Well, it's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit, because I am putting myself out there by having a gun channel. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the gray man approach and my thoughts on that. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, what a gray man is somebody that just kind of blends in with society, brings no attention to themselves, just the everyday Joe, okay? And that is their tactic, and that is their thought process through life. And again, like I said, I do have a gun channel, but to be honest with you, I've got family and friends that has no idea I even have a gun channel, to be honest. The second thing, though, it depends how deep you want to go with the gray man, because I also have family that had all kinds of cool ideas, and they had all kinds of cool guns. We was going to do all this cool stuff, and I mentioned about videoing, and they objected. Not that they're not pro 2A, they're subscribed to my channel, they support my channel, they ask questions, they think it's great, but they did not want to be on Facebook, YouTube, any kind of photography with them and a gun. So it depends how deep in the gray man you want to go. But this is just my 2 cents, and this is a free country. You're free to do whatever you want. But kind of like what I talked about with in another video, a common sense carry. I'm a concealed carry guy. Now, I'm not against open carry, because like I told you in that video, I'm a guy that I made a video about consistent carry. I always carry a gun. So even if I'm mowing grass or using the weed eater, I still got a gun on me. But if I'm out mowing the yard, like I said in that video, and a belt on my riding lawnmower breaks, I'm obviously not carrying inside the waistband trying to mow grass, but I'm not going to come in, shower, change my wardrobe, try to go to inside the waistband, or have a concealed carry rig to go down there and buy a belt. It's not a big deal. It's totally legal. Nobody cares in this state. No big deal. If I've got a gun outside the waistband, I'm hot and sweaty to go get a belt for my lawnmower, I run down to the parts store. It's no big deal. But in general, I'm a concealed carry guy. I like to be concealed carry, the element of surprise, and even the clothing you wear to bring attention to yourself. Like I said, I've worn NRA shirts on this channel. I've had an NRA shirt before. So I don't want to sound like I'm hypocritical, that you should never bring attention to yourself. And I hope nobody misunderstands me to think I'm telling you not to stand up for gun rights, not to take a stand, not to be ashamed of it. That's not what all I'm talking about either. But I think sometimes people can bring attention to themselves. And I mean, even though it's legal, you take something like this, and it's got an awesome American Eagle on there. The truth of the matter is, this is totally legal for me to strap this to my chest. But if I have this strapped to my chest, walking in Walmart, I'm not saying it's illegal, but what kind of attention does that bring? You see what I'm saying? So, and I know that there's people that makes the point, well, if I'm well armed and people see that I'm well armed, I've got all these open carry rigs, nobody's going to mess with me. And that's your right. I understand that. But I'm not really so much worried or talking about the consistent carry crowd, or what your everyday, whether you have an NRA sticker or you have a Second Amendment logo on the back of your tire cover on your vehicle, or if you've got bumper stickers that says Glock Perfection or whatever, or Sig Sauer, whatever and you have stickers all over your car, that's up to you. But really what I'm talking about more than anything is how you act on social media, whether it's YouTube or whether it's Facebook or Instagram. Because what I'm talking about, the gray man approach, if we're not careful, people can be right in an argument. They can be right in a situation. They can, make a very good point, but do it in a wrong way. And what I'm saying is that can later on cause problems with you. And I want to tell you up front, I am not an attorney. This channel or myself has never offered legal advice. I'm not telling you what to do. Hey, we're just over here having a cup, friendly visit is all this is, okay? This is just my 2 cents, but these red flag laws that's been talked about is very disturbing, okay? And even lingo that the Second Amendment uses, I'm not saying it's profanity, I'm not saying it's anything wrong with it, I'm not saying there's anything bad, but when it's you and your buddies out on the range, it's one thing. But if you post this stuff on Facebook, if you post this on Instagram or YouTube or whatever the case may be, what I'm telling you is, depends on how elections go, depends on who's in office, depends how the lawyers are, the Supreme Court. There's so many things and factors. Things said today can and possibly, just like when you get arrested, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And I'm not saying I didn't understand what you meant on Facebook. I'm not saying I'm not even for you, or I don't even agree with your point. But what I am saying is, if you had the wrong lawyer or the wrong girlfriend that got mad at you for something, or a disgruntled employee, or on down the list, make an accusation against you, they pull up your Facebook account and they see something, hey, you can be putting a huge target on yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Because somebody will say, well, target, he meant, I'm not talking about a bullseye target, literally at the gun range, but you see what I'm saying? You make yourself a target for somebody to say, this is what he meant. They'll put words in your mouth, lawyers can twist, lawyers can turn, and you say, oh, that'll never happen. Nobody would have guessed things are going on today this time last year. If I'd have had this video last year, oh, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen. And that's why I've talked about prepping and stuff, because right now, ammo is about impossible to find. And if you do find 9mm ammo, it's more than double the price it was a few months ago, if you can find it. I've been to pawn shops, holding the video for another time. I've been to these stores here lately, mom and pop shops, the big stores. I've been everywhere. You can't hardly find any 9, and if you do, what used to be $13 a box is $25 a box. What used to be $12.99 is $26.99. And I'm not talking about the special defense ammo, I'm talking about the ball ammo. So if somebody would have told you they're burning down a federal courthouse and the police are trying to be defunded, if they told you they're rioting and looting in the streets, and they had a place set up there in Seattle where they were trying to run their own government, you wouldn't believe me. So with COVID and everything going on, there's just things happening today that we wouldn't have dreamed would have happened this time last year. And I have no idea what the future holds. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know what next week holds. I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months. But I do know the gun community is wonderful people, and I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. Some of my best friends in the whole world. I met a ton of friends to this channel. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not telling you how to conduct your life. I'm just telling you to watch and be careful. And especially in this day and hour, I would be really careful what I said, and especially what I said online that can be retrieved even in a text. And I'll try to give you one more example, and then I'll leave you alone. But I think it was Gun Owners of America or whatever used to have a advertisement on there. But even in not this situation, it could happen in so many situations. But in this advertisement, I'm sure you've seen it on all the gun channels. But this guy was going to work, and somebody cut him off, kind of give him an obscene gesture or whatever, and then kind of riding his bumper. And he was like, "What in the world?" Well, then the next thing you know, the police come and pull him over and ask if he has a gun in the car. And he said, well, yes, I do. Next thing you know, you probably remember the guy. He said, they put my arms behind my back and they arrested. What are you doing? They said, arrest you. And he said, for what? And what had happened, I think he'd had a gun sticker in the back. And even though he didn't, the actual perpetrator to all this that caused all the problems accused him of pointing that gun at him and brandishing a firearm, which all state laws ain't like it is in this law. And though it never happened, he called the law. He said it happened. So the guy that was minding his own business on the way to work ended up being in trouble. So when you flag your vehicle, when you put things on social media, anything that can be misconstrued by people I'm not trying to sound paranoid, but some people that are out to get you, what I'm saying is you just want to cover your tracks. I know that you are law-abiding citizens. I know you mean well. I know you are trying to protect your family. But a lot of times the enemy doesn't play fair. They don't care that you're trying to protect your family. Like I said, if you go through a bitter divorce, if like I said, something happens at work and somebody knows you got firearms and they say, well, he threatened me, and they go back and they're going to check this stuff. What I'm telling you is, just watch what you say, watch how it can be portrayed, watch how it comes off and is said. And, this, if anything happens, people say, well, I'm going to shoot him in the face. You hear that all the time, or all this. I mean, we'll do whatever it takes to defend our families. But when you come off as the aggressor, you can be portrayed as the aggressor, even in a self-defense situation. And I'll tell you this, and I'll try to, it did not involve a firearm, it involved this, but a man was on his way, and I worked with him, good guy, was on his way home in Columbus, him and his girlfriend, and he got attacked by a guy with a knife. And he defended himself, and he probably carried it to the extremes, but he was on top of that guy and really beating him bad. Well, the cops arrested him and kept him for a long time and questioned him. And this guy worked in corrections and had in the past. And the guy that had attacked him was actually a criminal and had a big criminal record. But they were saying whose word was against whose about who was the aggressor because this guy was beat so bad. So I know you could say there's all kinds of scenarios and all kinds of different ways I could go with this. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do, but all I'm telling you for you and your family, the best thing that can happen to you is you be there to protect them. Not you in a legal battle. Not you in jail because something was misconstrued or missaid or misspoke or somebody lied on you. You want to be a good steward. You want to put us all in a good light, but even if you're doing that, like I said, we still have an enemy out there that hates guns, that hates you and I, that's, I don't care what side of the political aisle you're on. Used to, 30, 40 years ago, you wear a shirt and even if they was the opposing party, you didn't worry about somebody doing anything to your food or hurting you. Now, I'm telling you, it's violence, it's anger, and they hate the gun community. A lot of people do. So what I'm telling you is just be vigilant, be sober. And I didn't go into a whole lot of the gray man, but just kind of blend in, just kind of be, I want you to understand we're not vigilantes, I said many times, and we're also, don't want to be overbearing and present ourselves as the aggressor either. And here's the thing of it is, guys, I know people get in trouble with this, and I know people's egos get in the way, and I'm not trying to lecture you. I hope you know me well enough by that, but so what if somebody cuts you off in traffic? So what if somebody gives you an obscene gesture? The attitude of, they're not getting by with this, I'm going to teach them a lesson. Come on, guys, just let it go. And I'm not telling you to be a coward or back down, but that can escalate, and you don't want to spend the rest of your life in jail for bad decisions of who was the aggressor then, or if it goes into court battle, or your Second Amendment right is too important for you to give up because you're a felon, okay? If somebody cuts a line in Walmart, just get in another line, guys. It's not worth it, okay? And I'm not telling you to be a coward. I'm not telling you not to stand up for the Second Amendment. I'm not telling you to back down. I believe we ought to be patriots. I tell you, I love the Constitution. And the Constitution and this country was not founded by weak men. They were brave men. They were courageous men. They were righteous men. But also, they were smart. They were wise. And that here is what we need to use more than just fly off and start using this, okay? Use this. Be smart, be vigilant, be sober, be sober-minded. Just think about what you're doing. And even if you don't mean it that way, think about what you post, how it could be misconstrued. How, if somebody pulls it up and goes back and look, how does that look not only on the Second Amendment, but on you as a citizen? And I hope I got out what I'm trying to say, because a lot of times I know what I'm trying to say, I think, but I can't get it out here. But this is just some advice as a friend. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not. If you open carry, you do stuff different than me, that's fine. I'm just saying, watch yourself in the day that we're living in, because everybody is not your friend. Everybody does not appreciate your stand, and everybody does not love this country and freedom and the Second Amendment, is what I'm telling you. And just as we kind of prepare for stuff as we go along with food or ammo or whatever, just kind of prepare for this kind of thing as well. And if this all blows over and nothing comes of it, then we'll go back to just being fat, dumb, and happy on this channel. But there is a lot of things that concern me. And like I said, I just want to pass this on to you. Just think about your actions. Stay safe out there. I do. I care about you. I care about your family. And I care about this country. I wish you and your family the very best. May God bless you. The Kentucky Patriot signing off.